Wouldn't it be something if we could all be like Dr. Dolittle and talk to the animals?
You know what? We have found someone who can. And this is Chick to Chick.
Pets are such a big part of the family. And as you know, my son got a dog, and I am like absolutely
You're ridiculous.
Head over heels in love with my Tilly. I just love her. She's like my BFF.
Tills of beans.
Tills of beans and everything else I call her. And sometimes I just wish I knew what she was thinking. I wish I could talk to her. She communicates very well in letting me know what she wants by looking at me and certain movements that she makes. But sometimes I want to chat with her. I'd love to be able to know what she's thinking.
I think sometimes my dogs give me RBF, if you know what that is.
Resting
bitch face, because they are females, right? I don't know how much I want to know, but at the same time, we can talk to our little humans, our kids, and, talk to anybody else. And so our pets are like our fur children at times. And yeah, it would be so good to know what they're thinking and really what they're feeling, especially if they're going through like a bad time. I want to know how to help them.
Yeah. And then if they pass.
Oh boy.
And it is devastating. We had a Siamese cat for 17 years, my Sarah. And when we had to put her down, it was so sad. It's so heartbreaking. It's like she's a part of the family. And what if we could communicate with our pets in the afterlife? Wouldn't that be something?
If we could? You know what? We found somebody
who can. Her name is Kelly Weaver. We are calling her a pet psychic. But Kelly, what do you prefer to be known as?
I'll go with pet psychic, but animal communication.
That makes sense.
Okay, so you're an animal communicator. Kelly, how do you communicate with animals?
Well, anybody can do it. It just takes practice. What you have to do, number one, ask the animal if you can speak to them. If it's a cat, it might be no.
They have a little bit of an attitude, don't they? Those cats have an attitude.
A very big attitude. The one thing that you need to know, animals communicate in pictures and emotions. So if I'm talking to an animal, I don't want to say, don't go across the street, because you're showing them a picture of them running across the street. What you want to say is stay in this yard. I trained my dogs that they never went to the street. You just show them a picture of what you want them to do, because there's no picture they don't see the little circle with the X through it. They don't know that means stop. So you have to tell them what you want them to do.
So, Kelly, you say you're supposed to paint a picture for them or show them a picture. What if your animal is just barking at the squirrel going across the street or the leaf tumbling across the yard, and they're just they're just driving you crazy with that kind of behavior? How do you express to them it's not necessary, chill out?
Well, first of all, you want to thank them for helping you be safe, and then say, we're safe, everything's okay. You want to always thank them because they think they're doing a job. So you don't want to discourage it in case a serial killer next time is outside your house. And your own animals are kind of hard to do sometimes because there are little quirks, and they also know that what they're thinking. A little hint I have is to do, if you want to talk to your dog, what you want to do is sit quietly by yourself and imagine yourself going to get his leash and putting the leash on, and see how long it takes your dog to come and sit by you, because they pick up what you're thinking. You didn't say, do you want to go for a walk? You just sit there and think about the leash, and they'll come up. So it's fun just to play little games like that.
Play little games. Now, how did you decide that you wanted to be like Dr. Dolittle and talk to the animals?
I've been like that since I was a child. I talk to animals. Any sad commercial on TV, I sent my allowance money. I just loved the animals and just always, I wanted to be a vet till I realized I'd have to put them to sleep. And I figured I better do something different. So
how
it
do
just
you,
comes naturally. Excuse me?
I was going to say, so how do you communicate with an animal? Let's say they've really been through a tough time. Someone wants to rehome an animal, loving family, all excited, but they're just not gelling as a family yet. How do you do a communication with that animal and the new owner so that they can kind of figure each other out?
I asked the animal what happened at the other place, like, what's your backstory? Sometimes they were abused that the rescue doesn't know about, and they might snap at a child and they say, we don't know what happened, because the kid at the old house would pull his tail and hit him on the head with a fire truck and stuff. You just have to reassure them that it's going to be okay. And of course, they have to have a good vetting process to go to a good home. And sometimes there's just little quirks like don't raise your hands, or our dog, you can't yell, because he was abused horribly in his old home. He was kept in a crate for 5 years, let out to go to the bathroom once a day. And he was yelling and screaming. So anytime there's like we raise our voices or have TV high, he gets stressed. You have to just learn how to work around. Oh, he's fine. He has his own suitcase for vacation. He has a good life.
That's great.
He does.
Give us some examples of families and people who have called on you to say, hey, Kelly, we need your help. Can you talk to our dog or cat or pet iguana or whatever they have? Tell us about some stories and how you've been able to help.
Well, the latest one I did was a rescue cat. That this lady was very upset the cat wouldn't come out from under the bed. That cat told me doesn't give me any space. She's hanging hanging off the bed, looking at me, asking me, he goes, tell her to back off and give me my space. And within a week, she did what he asked. The cat was on her lap at Christmas and Thanksgiving because she just wanted it so bad. She drove the cat crazy. So the cat's like, back off. Here are my demands. The cats will have demands. Trust me, cats have demands. Oh, I think the first horse I ever did was the neatest story. I was lecturing at Box Covs about animals, and this lady sent me her horse bridle and just said, my horse won't let me ride him anymore. Can you tell me what's wrong? And when I held this bridle, all the love was wonderful. The horse was afraid she was going to hurt the girl. And when I told her, she started crying. She said, I'm 3 months pregnant. And I've had a hard time being pregnant, and he doesn't want to hurt me. So the horse was very
wow.
So now I took all her horses now.
Oh my! Okay.
Horse.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm done.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, I didn't have any more for that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I have some questions because if I tossed out one of our animals, do you think that do you have to be next to the animal, or could I share something with you and you might be able to figure it out off of a feeling, or do you have to be near the animal?
I like to see the animal, touch it, or hold their hair or something, but I've been known just to do stuff. So if you want to tell me your situation, I'll try. Believe me, I am not a medical professional. I just want to say that.
I know. So I have a laundry list, but I'm going to start with, since you just mentioned horses, our youngest daughter rides. She has a horse that is so good to her. Her name is Charlotte. She's a chestnut mare. She's 15, and she's so good when Shay rides her. But she doesn't like to be tacked up, and she doesn't like to be in that space, and she gets a little ornery, and she can nip and almost want to kick, and she just doesn't seem very pleasant right now. And we're wondering what's going on, because once Shay is on her, she's lovely.
Is she boarded somewhere, or is she on your property?
She is boarded somewhere, and she is outside all of the time, short of like bad weather or nighttime. She's out with the other horses. And there could be somebody in the barn. I've had that with other horses. There's somebody that works with the other horses that isn't very nice. I've had that with a neighbor lady that has a horse. It could just be they don't like the temper. I need to have a picture of the horse to tell you.
So it sounds like you need to either have a visual of the animal or maybe touch it to pick up on what they're feeling.
Yeah, it's the energy. I feel the energy
that you pick up on. We've been talking a lot about pets that are alive. What about when a pet passes? That's devastating for a family, especially when the pet's been a part of the family for so long. Are you able to communicate with animals after they pass?
Yes. And sometimes the information they come through is pretty funny. But yes, a lot of times.
Well, give us an example of a pet that passed.
Okay, now this
and
one,
what the message was.
Okay, there was a man and his partner that came to me for a reading one time. And they brought the picture of their dog. And the dog said at the very end of the reading, "Tell Daddy he has the stinkiest farts ever." I was mortified. I didn't want to do it. But
I was not expecting that. That is hilarious.
No. But I learned, don't edit. So I said that he and his partner were on the ground laughing. And they said there's a whole story to that. He had smoked turkey at a party. And he went upstairs and the dog came running back downstairs. And he said it was terrible. And he goes, it was a smoked turkey fart. So they got it. You asked me.
We
You didn't
love
give
it.
me.
No, we want you to be open and share these stories, and it's funny. And
I don't know if I want to know some of these things now from my pets.
Does that give the person a comfort to, like, they know when this is legit?
If I was going to make something up, it wouldn't be that.
No,
which I don't. But he goes, what? And then that guy's hitting him, and he goes, you remember that night. So and then
you can communicate with pets while they're alive. You can communicate with them after they pass. Bottom line here, Kelly, why do you do what you do?
Yeah.
I love it. And now that I'm retired, it's my passion. I worked with people for a long time, but these animals, especially the rescue ones, they need help. And that's just what I plan on doing until I die. Hopefully I'm here for a while. But.
Well, these animals are lucky to have you. And you are an absolute hoot. We appreciate you sharing these stories.
Send me a picture of a horse. I'll help you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to connect you. I'm going to have to connect you with the horse for
That's
sure.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Kelly, thanks so much for sharing everything.
Thank you.
She is a riot. I love hearing this stuff. It's just funny stuff.
It really is funny stuff. And I just love how she made me feel better about knowing when my pets have passed on, there's funny stuff in my pets' heads. And it also makes me question, oh my gosh, my current pets, the poor things, what must they be thinking?
What are they seeing?
Yay.
What are they hearing?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't want to know. I don't know. But this is funny. It's cute stuff to hear.
It is.
And a lot of people would want to know. Maybe they want to talk to their animals, and after they pass, they want to get a message, even if it's a message like that.
They don't want to hear that one. That should call Kelly.
Funny.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and we will be back next week to chirp about another topic.